Hey Crosswatchers for Taurus, welcome to your video for August. We're going to see what's going on for a Taurus that you might be curious about, you might be watching about. Again, guys, these are not done in like a shady kind of like, spying kind of way. This is done with the intention for what's going to bring about healing, what's going to be in the best and highest good and interest to know. For all involved, to bring about constructive, positive change. So I want to see what messages are coming in for those of you dealing with a Taurus in the month of August. Those of you curious about a Taurus in the month of August. Keep in mind, guys, these are general readings that might not resonate 100% because many different people watch these messages and videos and, different messages for different people. So it might not be 100%, but you know what resonates with you. So you will hear your messages. One more shuffle here. One more shuffle here. There we go. Let's pull your 5 cards. 3, 4, 5. We've got the Temperance card coming up, okay? So Temperance is something with this Taurus is going to require some timing, some patience, some compromise, some balancing. This is your contract with Taurus. You all have a past life connection. You all have a soul contract. And your soul contract here is compromise, patience, balance, timing. Sometimes the Temperance card comes up when someone is coming into a time when the divine is working through them. So Crosswatcher, this could be you. You could have been placed on Taurus's path as like this earth angel or someone to help them come into a higher vibration or come into an awakening or come into a healing. For some of you, it's the other way around. Taurus is this person in your life. But there's something happening here that's going to be very significant for you in your growth, your awakening, your process. And it's going to be something that's going to take a while. It's not going to be overnight. There's some divine timing. There's some cosmic timing. So for some of you that maybe have a situation with a Taurus where you haven't heard from them, and I'm hearing that some of you really anticipated or suspected that you were going to hear from Taurus in the before the retrograde or something, like you could just kind of like felt like Mercury retrograde was going to bring them back around, and maybe that hasn't happened, and you're like, well, maybe my intuition is wrong, maybe it really is over. This makes me feel like intuitively you have been picking up things about your Taurus. You're not wrong. They are thinking about you. You are on their mind, but right now was not the good time for them to reach out. Right now is not a good time for them to, come into this energy and just be like, hey, let's, pick up where we left off, or let's, get back to what we were doing. Sorry, I'm just going to grab a little tea light because my little tea light went out there and it's bugging me. So timing is a factor here. Something is going on. If something feels unfinished to you with this Taurus, that's because it is unfinished. Or if you're like waiting for something to happen and it just doesn't seem to be happening now, there's a factor of timing that's an issue. Okay, they've got something they're dealing with. They've got something that they need to heal. They need to clear. They need to just come into this energy of being able to release. Okay, and I just feel for whatever reason, Crosswatcher, you're a big part of this. I just kind of got a visual of like the old cartoons where there's like the donkey with like the carrot on a string, tied to a stick, and it's just like kind of like coming into this energy of the donkey's like being motivated to go for it. I feel for some of you, you were like a really big bright spot in Taurus's life when you came along. But for whatever reason, they didn't have the courage to go for it, or they weren't ready to go for it. And then you inspired them to begin working on themselves. Taurus is still working on themselves. Taurus isn't quite ready to come back yet. So those of you like, what happened? Like, I felt like I could feel their energy. I felt like they were going to come back around. You're not mistaken. They wanted to, but they still haven't accomplished what they need to accomplish. Those of you who are married to a Taurus or living with a Taurus, or you've been with this Taurus for a while, again, there's a lot they're working on right now. And so there might be certain ways that they want to improve the relationship, but there's just certain factors of timing that maybe are making it a little bit trickier, a little bit difficult. And sure enough, next year we have 8 of Cups, right? So your Taurus is coming into a spiritual awakening. Your Taurus is coming into a time where they're going to begin looking for depth and meaning, okay? And that could be the time in which they do kind of start to reach out to you, because you're the person that was so instrumental in that awakening process. Now, I'm not saying this to stereotype. I'm not saying this to judge. I'm not saying this to like say all Taurus are a specific way. But some of you are dealing with a Taurus that needed to wake up because they were really in the lower vibration of things. And Taurus is a sign that loves comfort. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? There's nothing wrong with enjoying physical comfort. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the finer things in life. But some of you are dealing with a Taurus who completely and totally, up until now, has built their life on those material and physical things, right? So this could have been someone who in the past went after like the trophy partner, or somebody who is going to be eye candy, or somebody that they could show off because they felt it made them look a certain way and they wanted that status or that image. It could be somebody who was very much into like, you know, their career and making a certain amount of money and driving a certain type of car and living in a certain kind of house, or just, you know, coming off and showing themselves to be really successful. It could be a Taurus that really enjoyed to like party in the sense of having like, you know, really good food, really good drink, you know, just really paid a lot of attention to like sexual connection and things like that. And they may not have had like a whole lot of depth or a whole lot of like a spiritual side. And now after this Capricorn full moon, some of them are really feeling that, because that was about coming into our foundation and restructuring our life. Now they're looking around and they're saying, man, you know, I'm getting older and I'm looking around at my life and I just have like this bubblegum life. A lot of it might be pretty. A lot of it may look nice, or I may have a way of, you know, getting, you know, little freebies out of people, or I may have a way of like, you know, finding people to have a good time with. But so much of it is like it has no substance. It has no nourishment. It's not long lasting. And now they're just kind of going off into this thing where they're wanting to find connection. They're wanting to find fulfillment. They're not sure where it's coming from, or they're not sure where to find it. They know already it's not going to come from a relationship, right? But still, they might be reaching out or connecting to you because you keep coming up in their mind. And they might also just see you as somebody that you already have that figured out. You might be very inspiring to them. They might wanting to be finding like, where did you find your peace? Where did you find your connection? You know, like, how did you build a life that was fulfilling? And they might be feeling very drawn to you and wanting to reconnect with you. So that could be happening for some of you in August. For some of you, the chain of events is kicking off in August and they might not reach out in August. But for some of you who are with this person already, you know, your Taurus is just looking for fulfillment and connection. So they might start looking into things like wanting to volunteer, or they might start searching for spiritual beliefs or religions or things like that. Don't freak out. Don't think they're having a midlife crisis. I think it would be very helpful for them if you could support them or be supportive of it. Maybe even, you know, go along if they're open to you going along, or if you're up for it. But there's a lot of soul searching that's happening with Taurus in August. Next we have the Judgment card. When the Judgment card comes up, This is a card having to do with a higher calling. Okay, and that really falls into a lot of the energy that we were feeling. This person's looking around like, look at my bubblegum life. Where's the substance? Where's the meaning? You know, what is going to bring value? How do I connect? How do I feel a connection with something spiritual? So there's like this, you know, come to Jesus, come to Buddha, come to Allah moment for a lot of the Tauruses, for the Crosswatchers right now. Where they're just having this like looking at themselves, looking at their life. So those of you like who've been feeling like you've been kind of sensing and you keep having dreams about them, or they keep coming to your mind and you keep kind of like sensing that they want to reach out but you haven't heard, they're thinking about ways that maybe like they've made mistakes, or ways in which, maybe even thinking about ways that they may have wronged you, for those of you who were wronged by this person. But it's just wanting to be a better person. So I just kind of feel like this person does want to come back around. But when they come back around, they want to come back in a way that like they can be proud and say, hey, look at how I've changed. Look how I'm doing something important in life. I'm doing something valuable. I'm being of service in some way. You know, I'm not the shallow person that maybe people have been saying I am, or that maybe you thought I was. So there's like this desire to improve and to make changes. But I do want to pull the clarifiers here and find out, what does Crosswatcher need to know about the way in which they will be experiencing the Judgment card with Taurus in the month of August. For some of you, judgment can be a wrong being like righted. There could be some karma that's working its way out. But we have as clarifiers 9 of Wands. We have the Star. And we have the Strength card. So lots of major arcana here. This person knows that they have a lot to make up to you. They see you as a very strong person. They see you as very beautiful, very creative, very inspirational. That they know that even though they may have hurt you or they may have wronged you, that you're not gonna, wither up and die from it. That you're gonna come back stronger and brighter and be an inspiration for other people even. And so there's this work they feel that they need to do. 9 of Wands is also maybe like this defensiveness. I feel some of you are dealing with a Taurus who really honestly doesn't feel worthy of you, okay? And they're working on themselves. 9 of Wands could be like they're almost there. They're almost to the completion of this process, but not just quite yet. And they may be defensive. They may be wanting to have certain conversations with you, or wanting to be close with you, but they might be expecting, Crosswatcher, that you might be like, well, wait a minute, Taurus, not so easy. Remember you did this, or remember you did that, or remember the time this happened or that happened. And they don't know how to make up for that yet. They're still trying to figure that out. And they need some time before that they can do that. But they're aware of what needs to be changed. You don't have to tell them. You don't have to remind them. They know. They're working on it. They're even maybe a little bit defensive about it because they know it's true. And they're trying to figure it out on their own because they want to come back around, and they do want to wrong these rights. They do want to make up for it. They do feel that you deserve better, and that, you didn't deserve to go through whatever you went through in the situation with them, but they don't know how to fix it yet. And they want to figure it out on their own. They want to figure it out in their own way because they feel like that's going to be more meaningful. Like that's going to be more worthy, or just something in some way that they can feel good, or they can feel proud that they turned it around. They figured it out. They turned around and they made it right again. So there is a defensiveness here. I think they know that they might be in the doghouse, right? I think they know that they messed up, and some of them really messed up in a really big way. And I honestly feel some of you are dealing with a Taurus who's been keeping tabs on you, and you don't even know it, right? Like they might be logging in online and like going and looking at your LinkedIn, or they might be looking at your Instagram or your Facebook or your business website, And they may be seeing, you know, things that like you're doing well. They might even notice, wow, they're picking up a lot of new friends, or a lot of people are commenting on their stuff, or oh, look, like they seem to have gotten a promotion, or oh, wow, like their business is getting a lot of attention. And they just see ways in which you've reinvented yourself, and like you were able to turn things around and become a happier, stronger, more successful person. And that makes them feel even worse about whatever happened, and that makes them feel like, wow, you know, like you're kind of like out of their league, like, you know, you're showing up as the star here, like you're just so high above, right? And they might have a really hard time knowing how to approach the situation. Like they want another chance, but they might feel like, can I have the nerve to ask for another chance after, you know, everything that happened? And they, it's almost like harder to come back to you and say sorry because they feel like you're doing so well, right? They feel like, you know, they're very insignificant, or like, you know, like they would have a lot of nerve to come back and seem like, you know, they have something to offer you. So in that way, I think that's kind of adding to the whole thing of wanting to work on themselves, because they want to come back, they want to apologize, they want to have like a new start or a second chance, but they also want to show up in a way where they can impress you, because they're very impressed with the way that you've turned things around in your life, and they're very impressed with where you are right now, or how strong you've been, or how you've overcome certain things. And they just kind of feel like they haven't done a whole lot in that process, while you've just really gone leaps and bounds. So next we have the Hierophant. This card is coming up a lot, and it's been coming up in different ways for the different signs. Yet again, this is major arcana. So all these major arcana cards are really confirming you've met this Taurus for a reason, and they're not going anywhere. And for some of you, when they do come back, they're like coming back because like they're coming back in a big way. Like, you know, you're the one for me and I want to be with you, because the Hierophant can be marriage, like a marriage proposal. So they're not just coming back willy-nilly. And this can really add to the fact of, you know, why they're working on themselves so much, because they're thinking very long-term, and they're thinking of like fixing or wronging these rights. Hierophant can also be like dogmatic, or somebody who's very opinionated. And so for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and pull some clarifiers just to get a better feel. But my intuition, based on the other cards that have come up so far, I feel like Taurus feels like you're the one that got away for a lot of you cross-watchers. Or those of you who are already married to this person, or living with this person, or you've been with this person for a long time, they feel like they've put you through a lot and that they need to make it up in some way. They might even be wanting like a do-over on the vows. They might be wanting to renew vows, or do something like to just kind of like reaffirm in some way that they really, really appreciate you, or that they really feel that like you're the one. But we're going to go ahead and pull clarifiers here. What does Crosswatcher need to know about the Hierophant as it pertains to them in Taurus? And what way will Crosswatcher experience the Hierophant card in August with Taurus? We have the Magician. Another major arcana card. This is a massive connection. Oh my god, another major arcana. The World. Holy moly. And King of Wands. Like, they're serious. They're passionate about this. Like, the Magician is, you know, manifesting. They feel like they manifested you. They feel like they maybe dreamed you into life. Okay, and they're wanting a new beginning. They're wanting another chance. They're wanting to really wow you, to do a lot for you, to make things up. The World card here, again, another major arcana card. So whatever ways in which they were meant to have their eyes opened, you've opened their eyes. Whatever you were wanting for this person to be aware of and realize and wake up to, they've woken up to it. All right, and they're doing their work. And something about like a boundary that you set with this person, or something about a way in which you've stood up to this person, has completed a cycle for you. You've finally accomplished some lesson, so that it's not going to repeat in a negative way anymore. And the World card is like, now is the time to celebrate. Now is the time to bring in the positive rewards of that. Okay, being seen. In some ways, I just kind of feel with the World card, this person is really wanting to put you up on a pedestal. That King of Wands also makes me feel like they're going to come in soon. If not in August, soon. And like they're coming in like ready. Like they're ready to do this. I feel like they have a lot of passion for you. I feel like they're thinking about you a lot, and so you may even be feeling that. Those of you who are with this person, you know, they might be really wanting to like physically express to you how sorry they are. Like they might like really be coming into this energy of like, you know, just wanting to like cover you and like kisses and hugs and hold you and like just like make love to you, and just like they have no way of expressing like how much they appreciate you and how sorry they are for like what they've put you through. That's just the feeling I'm feeling from the cards. Again, these are general readings, guys. It might not resonate for some of you. Parts or bits of it might for some of you, and some of you might be like, oh my God, this is totally the situation. But if you are receiving an apology from a Taurus in August or soon after, they're genuine. They really, really mean it. And you've been very instrumental in them having this moment of waking up. Like just seeing in ways that maybe they've not just mistreated you or mistreated other people. And again, like I said, a lot of it depends on the vibration of your Taurus, you know, because some people are very high vibrational, some people are low vibrational. But for whatever reason, I feel a lot of you cross watchers who are watching this have been dealing with a low vibrational Taurus who's going through this awakening, and they're really, really, really genuinely thankful for you that, you know, you've come in, that you've helped them to see a lot of these things, and they're working on themselves. They're really working on themselves, and they hope to soon be able to express to you how much they appreciate you. Next, we have Four of Cups. Crosswatcher, this could be you. This could be like Taurus's worst fear, where they're showing up with all of these changes and all of these things, and you're not even looking at the cup. You're like, yeah, okay, whatever. All right, I don't care. You know, like I'm over it. It's been too long. It's been too late. And I think that's why Taurus has stayed away, because like that's their fear of what might be happening, or they haven't opened up to you, or they just kind of might feel like you're stagnant or you're complacent with the way things are. But let's go ahead and pull clarifiers. Why is Four of Cups here for Crosswatcher and Taurus for August 2019? What should we understand and know about the Four of Cups as it pertains to Crosswatcher and Taurus in August 2019? We have the Hanged Man. Yep, so you're not in any hurry to ride off into the sunset, Crosswatcher. This is you. You're like, okay, all right, you're sorry. All right, well then prove it, because you put me through some stuff. Like Hanged Man is like, you're just like, wait a minute. Like you're not taking the bait right away. Eight of Cups. I'm not Eight of Cups, I'm sorry. Eight of Wands. They're gonna be persistent. They're gonna really try to communicate with you. They're going to try to express to you like how serious they are, how heartfelt they are. They're very passionate about you. There's a lot of passion, energy here. And they're going to communicate. And they're just really, really going to be persistent about this. We have the Death card, my dears. We have the Death card. So, I feel death is, okay, some of you could be cross-watching, you could be a Scorpio because that is the Death card, or there could be something here where basically it could be you where you're ending it. Like this person's coming back and you're taking it as an opportunity to get your closure. Like, okay, like it means a lot to me that they're back, and at least now we can talk about what happened, and now we can address what I've been through, and that can be very healing for me. And there could be a certain validation in knowing that this Taurus sees my value you know, but you might be like, you know what, I don't want to be with you, or like I don't want a relationship. Like, we can be friends, or we can just go our separate ways. But something about being able to just kind of, you know, hash it out or talk about it or discuss it is going to help you release it and let go of it and just be done with it once and for all, to where you're not even cross-watching about Taurus, or you're not even giving it a second thought. Like, you're completely and totally released it. Like it's so long ago, right? Some of you, what's happening is this Taurus is so hell-bent on convincing you. Like, they're so persistent. They so much want another chance. They're ending something about their life to prove it to you. It could be maybe Taurus puts you in a third-party situation, right? They might be showing up and showing you like the divorce papers. Like, here's a finalized divorce, not a filed for divorce. Here's a finalized divorce judgment or order. Or it could be maybe there were just certain friends that they were around and they're cutting off those associations, or they may have been in a job that was making it difficult for them to be faithful to you or be around for you, or maybe just wasn't safe or ethical in some way. They might be making a career change, but they just might be making a really massive, drastic life change to show to you how serious they are. Like, I'm a new person, I'm a new man, or I'm a new woman. Like, I'm completely and totally, you know, I'm reborn, right? I'm reborn. So they're trying really hard to show to you. And so as a result, like I said, those of you who are waiting to hear, this could be a reason why it's been so delayed, because these are very big changes to be making. So it's, I don't know. And I just heard ball is in your court. Crosswatcher, what happens here with you guys? The ball is in your court. I do feel you all have a very, very strong connection, soul connection, past life connection. I feel like they're awake. They want to be with you. And it's up to you what you want to do about this. It's up to you what you want to do about this, my darling. So I hope that's helpful. I know it's a lot to process. I know it's a lot to take in. I know it might not resonate with everyone, but I strongly suggest that you watch your love reading for your zodiac sign for the month of August. The link to those videos is in the description. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do. If you click on the Calendly link in the description of the video, it will take you to my online calendar, and you can schedule a reading there. And I'm happy to read for you and to get to know you. I've been getting to know a lot of you through YouTube, and it's been interesting. And some of you I get to really get to know you because you keep coming back, and it's nice to have the ability to see your journeys and just see what happens in between the readings. So I thank you so much, guys, for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. You know, whether or not you book a reading with me, I appreciate you either way. I thank you for being here, and I'm wishing you a fabulous August.